Hey everyone, Michelle here, the Brave Homeschooling Mama. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am a school teacher turned homeschool mom. I have 2 kids and I help new homeschooling parents by making videos about curriculum and day-to-day homeschool. Today I want to share with you all the inside of the Brave Writers Arrow Guide, and then just to tell you a little bit about how you can use it with your child. So if you're interested in finding out and looking inside of it, make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the inside of the arrow guide, and another day I will show you the inside of the boomerang. Well, they're pretty set up, pretty similar. This one is the arrow guide from Mercy Suarez Changes Gears, and this is the book that we are reading this month. So when you get your arrow guide, at the beginning it gives you a quick start. It gives you an arrow quick start guide of how to use the guidelines of how to use the arrow. Okay, so make sure you read that before you start working on your arrow, especially if this is the first time working through it. The first page, the next page, you're gonna write, see the Brave Writer spin and spiral. So this is where the different things that your child is gonna be studying while they work through this specific guide. So as you can see, we're gonna be working through accent marks, prepositions, compound adjectives, present tense, superlatives, alliteration, compound nouns, commas, conflict, and we'll find out what's what. Okay, so these are the different things that your child is going to be studying. So if you read this, kind of the scope and sequence, what they call a spin and spiral, of the things that you're going to be working on this guide. So the arrow guides are separated into 4 weeks, and each week your child is going to be working on one specific passage from the story. So here we have week 1, and what I do at the beginning of the week, I will print this out so my daughter is able to mark her passage, so she doesn't have to mark the one that I have here. So we have here the week 1 is just usually the one that I print out. Then we have it here again. Then we tells you here why they chose this passage. Okay, so this is the section here, and it teaches you why they chose this passage. You can either read this to your child or you don't. It's just gonna give you a little bit in-depth information of why they're doing this. They picked this passage. The next section usually have a what to note section, and this here is starting with spelling, so you can see different words you can work with your children for spelling. Here we're going to be working on proper nouns. So these are the things that you should be looking at when you would we dissect the passage every week. So these are some of the things that you could be looking at as you dissect your passage, so you can look for proper nouns if you're looking for things. Looking for the spelling words. Talk about the spelling of the words, why they're spelled that way. And here also we're talking about, accent marks. So every week, every arrow is going to be different, but they're going to be set up the same way. Okay. Then also there's a section that tells you how to teach the passage, okay? So the different things. And they recommend you do not have to teach every single thing in there. There's things your child knows already, you can go ahead and skip it. If your child is not ready for it, you can go ahead and skip it. If you think a child can handle everything, go ahead and do everything that's in there. But you can pick and choose what your child can do and how to teach the passage, okay? And then sometimes it gives activities to do. You can see here we're working on prepositions. And then for the new ones, you can see a part here that says, level up. So those are activities maybe for your older students or your students that would need a little bit more of a challenge, and you can try the level up activity. This is something in the newer arrows. Then you have, usually in each lesson, you're going to have 3 weeks of grammar notes. This is going to give you a grammar activity to do with your child. So here we're working on compound adjectives. Okay. So every week the same, why you taught the passage, what to note in each passage, okay, and then how to teach the passage. Same thing. So one of the things that I do, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you really quick. Every week we print out this page. And every week I look at things that she needs to work on for the week. We take a highlighter out and we find, okay, so let's find all the nouns and let's highlight in yellow. Let's find all the verbs. Let's find all the prepositions. Let's find all the adjectives. So sometimes we'll do the same things every week. Sometimes we'll add things maybe that, that's, something from the week before that we were working on, like, prepositions or present tense verbs. So anything that we're working on, we'll go ahead and we dissect the passage, and we find all those things in the passage every week. So at the end, so we have your 4 weeks of passages. Like I said, every arrow or boomerang is separated into 4 weeks, 4 passages to study for 4 weeks. Then we have a literary element activity that you're going to do at the end. And then it has a writing activity. Okay? And then we have the big juicy conversation questions. Instead of giving your child a test for the book that you're reading, you can go ahead and talk about these questions. You can ask 1 question a week. You can use some of these questions for your kid to do in a free write. Or you can just sit down and just have a casual conversation about the story. You can ask these questions however you see fit for your child. But they are here for you. And like I say, you do not have to... One of the things Brave Writer doesn't want you to test your children on the quiz your children and give them all this comprehension questions. These are more like big juicy conversations. It's going to have you and your child talking about the story that you just read. So and then you have some book club party ideas, which is the fun part. So at the end, you're going to have your book club party activities that you can do. You can pick and choose. There's tons of activities that you can do with your kid. You can pick and choose what you want to do. Okay. I have here at the end of this, because I printed this out in Staples, and I did this wrong, but anyways, these are the guidelines for the arrow. There's a guidelines for the arrow and guideline for the boomerang. Just kind of teaches you how it does come with each one. You don't have to put it together, but when I did my order, I did it wrong and I printed them out together. But anyways, it just kind of teaches you how to teach the arrow guide, how to go ahead. And there's some new things that are being added in here, because there were some people were needed a little bit more guidance on how to use this guides. So it's just getting to know the arrow planner and skill tracker. Okay, how to put this arrow guide into practice. Okay, and I will do another video, but showing you how I set it up every week. Every parent is different, and the beauty about Brave Writer, you can do this however you see fit for your family. So I will show you how I set it up, every week, but you do it how it works for your family. But here now it gives you more of a guidance of how you can do this. Question to ask the passage every week. How to put these things into practice. How to do the copy work, the French style dictation, all those things. How to keep a routine. Okay. It tells you here how to do dictation, how to do French dictation, reverse dictation. Okay. Then here at the end, this is something new that just came out this year. And if you bought an old arrow, they will send you, they should have sent you this already. I bought some old arrows and I got this, it did send me these files after I bought them. So it tells you, how to prep for the week. So it tells you exactly how to do here. This is something new. Some parents needed, this help, which is great, especially if you're a new homeschool parent. So it teaches you how to prep for the week and what to do with your children. So it's a little checklist for every month that you can have. Say, okay, so this is how I'm setting up every week. These are the things that I can do with my kid. And then here, there's a new thing also. This is a skills tracker, where you can keep a track of whatever your kids are learning. So for example, it says, proper nouns. Is this something that we're going to save for later? Something that they're still learning, or something that, okay, we get it. And I use this back here to kind of look at the things that we can use to dissect the passage. So let's look at proper nouns. Let's find common nouns in our passage, and let's highlight them. Pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverb, conjunction, preposition, interjections. So this is great to look back here at, different things, either parts of speech or, punctuations. Because if you want to do that, dissect the passage and find little, different things and highlight them, you can use this in the back and have your child find all these things, with different colors, which is great. So this is what the arrow guide looks like. And like I said, I'm going to show you another video where I'll show you how to plan. I already have one that I did a couple of years ago, so I will link that one. But I want to make a new one because I have learned a lot more, and I'm learning as I go. So I have some other tricks and that I have tried. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure you post them below. And also I'm going to put below a link, an affiliate link, where you can get an arrow guide. And also there are some samples in there. This affiliate link, it doesn't cost you anything. It just helps my family a little bit. So thank you so much for watching. If you don't follow me on Facebook and Instagram, make sure you do so for more homeschooling ideas and motivation. I will see you soon.